We're continuing to add one NFL legend to each of the 32 teams. Next up, we have the Saints, the most mid team in football, and yes, they could really benefit from adding an NFL legend to the current roster. A reminder that we're not doing quarterbacks, and the Saints are a perfect example of this because guess what? You're going to take Drew Brees over the sorry excuse of a quarterback that Derek Carr is. I'm so sick of people saying he's still a franchise quarterback. Maybe he was like 8 years ago. Not anymore. Drew Brees, Hall of Famer, you're going to go him. We're not doing quarterbacks. So sorry, Steelers fans, no Big Ben. Sorry, Patriots fans, no Tom Brady. The list goes on and on. There are some running backs on the current Saints depth chart. Alvin Kamara is still there. Kendre Miller's there. Jamal Williams is there for now. I really want to look at his contract because any running back that has a cap charge over $1.5 million is in danger of being a cap casualty. Sorry, Jamal. I think you're hilarious. I think you're a talented player, but you're old and you have an expensive cap hit. I wonder if the Saints can get out of that. Mark Ingram, amazing. Like, if you're going to draft a running back in the first round in today's NFL, Mark Ingram's really as good as it's going to get. One of the best Saints running backs of all time. Deuce McAllister could be the option here, but we've already seen how good Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara work as a thunder and lightning, as a two-headed monster in the backfield. Definitely has a case. Darren Sproles is another option, adding one of the best returners of all time. Him and Alvin Kamara have a pretty similar style, but if Clint Kubiak has any offensive creativity at all, you could play some games with him and Kamara in the backfield. Definitely would be a safety blanket for Derek Carr. Marcus Colson has finally started to get some love, and I think it is because of NFL TikTok. Everyone's realizing how underrated he was, how many 1,000-yard seasons he had. The Saints had some receivers. Obviously, Kenny Stills, Brandon Cooks, Lance Moore has a 1,000-yard season. Devery Henderson, Robert Meacham, Jeremy Shockey was there, a guy we're going to get to later, Jimmy Graham. Marcus Colson, though, was the clear number one. Adding him and Olave would be a pretty good duo. There is technically a chance that we see Jimmy Graham suit back up for the Saints. He's currently a free agent. He said he was going to call the Saints and give them the last opportunity before he officially retired. The dude's still an absolute freak in the red zone. I've honestly thought he was underused the last 5 or 6 years of his career, but prime Jimmy Graham was just different. He was way more than just a red zone threat. He was a wide receiver. He was fast. He was unguardable. Jimmy Graham would give something to an offense that really needs it, a team that really needs it this year. It's going to be a rough year for Saints fans. Offensive line is probably going to be the pick here with one of two guys, the first of which is Jahri Evans, a member of the 2010s All-Decade team, a guy who I think does belong in Canton one day. Perennial Pro Bowler. They need help at both the interior and the exterior of the offensive line, which is different because for a long time there, the Saints offensive line was a strength of the team. Teron Armstead, you had Jahri Evans going back a little bit further, Andrus Peat, the list goes on and on. Ryan Ramczyk seems like he might be retiring. Jahri Evans would at least shore up the interior of the offensive line. Darren Sharper, before he was convicted of some pretty bad stuff, was a ball hawk, a hard-hitting safety. Bringing him back would definitely help. Malcolm Jenkins, another safety name that could go here. Heck, maybe you want to go the kicking route. Morten Andersen, before Adam Vinatieri and Justin Tucker existed, was viewed unanimously as the greatest kicker of all time. Him and Gary Anderson, no relation as far as I know, they ran the league. They were amazing. Morten Andersen, the first pure place kicker to make the Hall of Fame. I mentioned that there were two names on the offensive line that could go in this spot. Willie Roaf is the other. He would shore up the tackle position with Ramczyk being out for the year, maybe done forever. Trevon Penning and, Talise Fuaga, two younger tackles. Maybe you go Jahri Evans and place a bet on the tackles making it. Maybe Penning doesn't pan out. You go with Willie Roaf here, another Hall of Famer. Sam Mills, I think of him more as a Panther, but he did, I think, play a majority of his career with the Saints. He played with the Saints first. I think it went Browns, Saints, and then Panthers in terms of his NFL career. Obviously, the Canadian Football League sprinkled in, but Sam Mills, amazing. One of the best linebackers to do it. Very short, would set the tone. Jonathan Vilma, another Saints linebacker to wear 51, could go here as well. Another guy that I do want to give a quick shout out would be Jabari Greer, really good cornerback during that Super Bowl run. I'm probably still going to go Willie Roaf or Jahri Evans over any of the other guys. I don't think Trevon Penning is going to be, or Trevor, I don't know if it's Trevor or Trevon, but I don't think Penning's going to work out in the NFL. Willie Roaf probably has more value as a tackle, but if you do believe in those two young tackles, then you would go Jahri Evans.